So here we are again with our WRB opportunity. A lot has happened over the last few weeks. We received the RFP, or the Statement of Requirements, and as always the case like this, the customer takes 3 months to put it together, and they want to reply in 10 days or 2 weeks. Well, we were ready, because we knew what it was going to look like and what was coming. So we put our proposal together and we submitted it, and we actually met with the people who were part of the selection committee, the decision process, and a new individual in there, which was the CFO. But he's only really, that person's there only to keep an eye on the dollars. So we met with Bill O'Connor, who's the CIO, the consultant from INET, and Linda Wagner. The other thing that's changed is I got a new boss. Pavel has been promoted to look after the European side of the business for the company, and my new boss's name is Bob De Niro. Yeah, you're right, just like the movie guy. And I did get a notification email from him that they made a comment on the file. It wasn't important, just simply saying he was late, and I'll show it. But here's where we are. Oculus has currently rated this particular deal, WRB Industries, as a double B, which is a high upside and very close to being a commit, an A level. So as you can see why, we're very strong in terms of the timing, little weaknesses in terms of the winning probability, but we know that we've got some gaps, and based on our proposal and the meeting, I think we've closed these gaps. So what I need to do is update the record, and the first thing I have to do is to go to Propose Solution, and I have to go down here at the bottom and say, have you submitted a proposal? Yes, we have. We have submitted our proposal. The other thing I wanted to take a look at is this question here. What is the prospects return on investment with our solution? Well, normally you think of that as in terms of dollars, but this doesn't really lend itself to dollars. But we have a huge return on investment, but it's not in terms of dollars. So I'm going to say very high, but not in terms of dollars. I mean, it's in terms of security and peace of mind. So that's one of the things this is a really important thing for our product, is we give companies, especially CFOs who are paranoid about this, we give them peace of mind, and they can sleep at night. So in terms of that, our solution offers very high return on investment. But if you look a little farther down here, there's a question that says, will it have a positive impact on their financial position? I'm going to answer that no. The reason, I know they've got some government business and it's at risk unless they clean this up. So, well, maybe I should answer it. Yeah, I will answer it yes. Okay. So we'll go to the next category, which is the decision process. And number 3, what level of support do we have? So we seem to be in very good shape with all of these guys. So let me just keep going down. So we've met, number 6 here, have we met with the other key individuals? Yes, we have. The new person in here is the CFO. So I'll put that met with CFO, CIO, external consultant, and LW. So we seem to be, we're in good shape with all of these people. If I go farther down, here's a question that causes me some concern. Is there any individual within the organization who's proactively supporting our proposal, do we have an inside salesperson or an internal advocate? I think it's Linda, but you know what? I think the thing to do would be to answer this yes, and I'm going to answer uncertain because I'm not really sure why she would support us. It's a little risky, so I'm going to put down Linda. I need to ask her about that. So that's an action item for me to get back to her on. So I make a note here. So I need to determine this. And it says proactive. I mean, I think she's not going around waving a flag or anything like that for us, but I think she's supportive of us and makes her feelings known to the group. So, I shouldn't have done that. Darn. I'm going to go right back to here. I should have went to relationship. So let's go to relationship because I do have a couple of items in the relationship. And number 7. So, here's one I answered earlier. Overall, how would you rate the quality of the relationship? It's good. I think it's very good. But I'm a little reluctant to put in excellent. So in number 7, how would we rate our level of support with the people in the decision process, the CFO, CIO, consultant, and Linda? I'd have to say it was really excellent. We had a great meeting, and they seemed. Let me just put this in. Great meeting, and we responded to all. They didn't have many concerns. They didn't seem least bit concerned about what we were offering. So I don't think there's any lingering unknowns here that could potentially turn out to be gotchas. So in terms of number 8, how would I describe the relationship? I would say it's good. I'm not ready to say great, yes, but it's good. Number 9, how would I describe our ability to influence the individuals? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's excellent. I don't think I think it's good, but maybe I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it as it is, as uncertain. And I'm also going to leave number 10, the key influencer. And the reason I'm going to leave that is I think Linda supports our proposal. I think the CIO does, but I'm not sure about the consultant. So I'm just going to leave it there for the time being. We have an opportunity to go back and talk to them. So in terms of the competition, how do we rate against the competition, this DeepNet organization? I think this SecureSoft company has fallen by the wayside. I don't hear a lot about it. So number 6, does the external competition have a good relationship with the prospect? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. However, what I do know is, in terms of confidence for beating these guys, my confidence is very high, and I'll tell you why. So we have our software meets military or government. Let me put down governments. It doesn't mean it actually exceeds it. Exceeds government standards. I think that's a huge plus for us because they've got a big piece of their business riding on as government business. The also is our experience. We've done a bunch of these things, a lot more than our competition, and worldwide support, which turns out to be much bigger than I think any of us realize. They have operations in Europe and the Far East, and they need to be sure that they can get support. I think these things give us a very distinct competitive advantage, and So I'm going to change that to high because I'm feeling really, really, really positive about it. In number 14, relative to the competition, what's their risk with us? I think it's less, but I'm not sure. I think we're a lower risk option, but I'm going to leave it at this point in time. So let's take a look at where we are in this. I think what we've done will make a huge difference, and so it is. I can see now where we are. We are looking, as expected, to be a very, very solid opportunity. It's a little bit of weakness in the relationship, some uncertainty on the decision process, the customer's buying process, but we're, in terms of the definition of the requirements, rock solid. In terms of our solution fit, rock solid. So from a technical qualification perspective, we are at the top of the class. In terms of beating the competition, let me just take a look and see what it says here. Well, we're dealing from strength. I mean, it's as low of 88 to a high of 95, so with an optimum value of about 91. So we're certainly strong here, and I agree with that. Absolutely agree with it. The degree of uncertainty here is within acceptable limits. So that's good. Oops, right there. So I think we're good. It says relationship. We can improve. Yeah, I think I wouldn't disagree with that. So let's take a look and see how our velocity chart is doing and see, oh gosh, look at that. So we're looking very, very good here. Let me increase that so everybody can see it. There we go. So you can see what's happened here is we started off with a huge uncertainty range, and we were flat for the longest time as we were just in information gathering. And once we really got into the kind of the selling phase, laying out our strategy, we have just started to go up at a beautiful rate. And that's, I don't know if that's 60%, but it looks like it. So let's see what Oculus says we should forecast this baby at. And it says right here, we should forecast that at the entire amount. So I think I'll do that. And yeah. And we're at, let me just increase the size of this, 92%, 93%. So this is a great deal. Let's forecast it. And let me go back to it. Here we are, and let's take a look at the velocity chart. I always like the velocity chart. It looks fantastic. So that's it. I think the next step is I got a couple of action. I know what I meant to show you. Here's the note that Bob De Niro sent over, just introducing himself, which I knew, and offering up Pavel's help. So the next thing is we're going to push we're at 90 right here, and we're going to push this over the goal line, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I have a meeting set up with Linda to make sure there's no questions or any gaps or anything like that. But I think we're in solid shape. So stay tuned, and I'll let you know how it unfolds. Bye for now.